Well, hello, champions. Welcome back to the Champion Within. I'm John Wood, your host for the Champion Within. And in today's episode, we're going to discuss how to get started in Carnivore. It's going to be a two-part series. Today is part one, how to get started in Carnivore. Tomorrow's series will be how to win at Carnivore, because these are two completely different concepts. Getting started is just that. It's starting. It's where do I start from? How do I start? What are some ideas that can help me get started? So we'll discuss that today. And then tomorrow's episode, we'll take it to the next level. We'll show you how, once you've gotten started, once you've laid a great foundation for your carnivore way of eating and for your carnivore way of life, how to transition to the next level, how to level up your carnivore journey. Now, I'm 94 days in today, so I have not finished leveling up. Every day I get a little bit better. So today we're going to start kind of easy. We're going to talk to that man or woman out there that is thinking about doing this. They've heard all these incredible stories, some of which seem too good to be true. So that makes you skeptical. And I get that. That's good. You should be skeptical of things that are too good to be true. But for once, maybe just once, we've landed on something that is good enough to be true. What do I mean by that? Well, my story is a lot very similar to hundreds of other people that you've probably heard of or seen on YouTube or had watched on lives on YouTube. Old, arthritic, metabolically unhealthy, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, blah, 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 high everything, just miserable, waiting for the Grim Reaper to come and take me away. That's the story of a lot of people who are 45 and over, 50 and over in America. And that's a tragedy. But going on this carnivore diet can literally reverse all of that and give you a new hunger, a thirst, a drive for life. And I have that every day. And I'm desperate to share that with someone out there who thinks it's too good to be true. I want to prove you wrong. So let's get started. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about how to ease into carnivore. And there's two schools of thought on this. Some people think you should go keto for a couple of months and then maybe ketovore for a couple of months and then ease into carnivore. And that will work for some people. But I'm old school. My father was very, very strict on me. And one thing he taught me in life, or he taught me a lot of things, but he taught me that sometimes, son, you just have to just do it. Just if you have a goal in mind, don't procrastinate. Don't put it off. Don't stick your toe in the water, man, just jump into the deep end. And that's what I did. I went from eating crap, the standard American diet, on June 30th to full carnivore on July 1st. And were there ramifications of that? Yeah, there were. What do I mean by that? Well, when your stomach acid, your gut biome, your microbiome, the bacteria within your gut, has to transition from a high carbohydrate environment to a zero carbohydrate environment or very low carbohydrate environment to a high fat and moderate protein environment, some of that bacteria has to die off and new bacteria has to grow in its place so that it can digest and break down and absorb the new nutritional products that are coming in versus the old somewhat non-nutritional products. And during that process, you could have some upset stomach. What I mean by that? Diarrhea. You could have diarrhea. And I did have diarrhea. It took about 10 days, maybe 8 to 10 days I didn't have the keto flu. I didn't have headaches. I didn't have anything, but I had to stay close to a restroom. I think on 4 different occasions over the course of the 10-day adjustment period I literally had to run to the bathroom. Once we were at Sam's, once we were at home, and twice I was at work. Because I didn't take any time off because I didn't really anticipate how brutal this really would be. Now, having said that, once my body made that adjustment, and for me, because I just dove in head first, that adjustment happened within about 10 days, really, maybe 8 to 10 days. Then after that, what I experienced was I didn't poop. I know this might be TMI, but I didn't poop. 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. So I went and bought milk and magnesia because I thought that I was really, really constipated. Even though I had no stomach pain, no cramping, no tight. My stomach didn't get hard like if you were really backed up. None of that happened. But I've never been 4 days without pooping in my life. So I went and bought milk and magnesia, took some, and man, did I have a problem again. But this time, because I took the milk and magnesia and I was at home for that day, I was anticipating it, and it worked as expected. But I've come to learn that that's normal. When you go to this way of eating, you're going to go to the restroom a lot less. So, what are some things that stand in the way of people starting this diet or this way of life? I keep calling it a diet off force of habit, but this truly is a way of life. What keeps people from starting this? When you hear all these miraculous, amazing stories from people who are not paid actors, they're just people. And why are you hesitating? When you watch these infomercials on TV and they ask you that, the regular Joe got this and got that, and he did great, and she did great, and what's keeping you from doing this? For most people, it's they don't want to pick up the phone, dial the 800 number, and order something that costs a lot of money that they believe is, not going to work. And that's true in most of those infomercials. But I'm not asking you to buy anything. Matter of fact, I'm asking you to buy a lot less. I don't make any money if you start the carnivore diet. I just have a sense of knowing that I helped another person achieve this zest for life that just burns inside of me every single day now. It's amazing. And I want to share it with you. So one of the things that I think people are use as an excuse, the noise inside your head that tells you can't do this, is cost. How am I going to afford this? Meat is very expensive. How am I going to afford this? Well, let's break that down. Some other things that you can incorporate very easily for not a lot of money that you may already have in your freezer at home is things like these Johnsonville smoked brats. Bratwurst, sausages, things like that. They're technically carnivore. Yeah, sure, maybe they're not perfect, but they're better than the alternative. And we don't want to let perfection be the enemy of progress. Also, some regular hot dogs. This is out of my freezer. If I get in a pinch and I need something that's just meat without bread and grains, I'll eat some of these hot dogs. Again, not perfect, but better than the alternative. Even summer sausage. I mean, you can get summer sausage and it lasts for a long time. It's not perfect, but it's better than an apple fritter, honey bun, or donut. Remember, we're trying to get started. This is not winning on carnivore. This is starting carnivore. But of course, to win, you must first start. Starkist tuna. My gosh, you can get this stuff everywhere. And it's technically carnivore. Get the least expensive one. Don't buy the real expensive one because it has more mercury in it, so I'm told. Get the cheap stuff. It's relatively inexpensive, great omega-3s, and it's carnivore. Just go real sparingly on the mayonnaise. Try not to use any mayonnaise, but if you have to, try to find mayonnaise with no sugar in it. Also, Vienna sausages. I mean, my gosh, how much easier, cheaper, and simpler can you make it? You can have Vienna sausages. Just leave off the chips and the crackers. Remember, this is starting carnivore, not winning carnivore. But we got to start. Another inexpensive option that you could try is these rotisserie chickens. They have them at Sam's, Costco, BJ's Wholesale. I think Walmart has them. This one came from Harris Teeter. As you can see, it's $7.99, which is a couple dollars more than they are at Sam's. But there's a Harris Teeter grocery store directly across the street from my neighborhood. So this is really convenient. And if you eat chicken, it is carnivore. Just remember, you gotta add some fat to it. Chicken is too lean for the carnivore diet. Now, if you're concerned about not getting enough fat in your diet on days when you eat things like chicken or even shrimp, things like that, seafood, you can always supplement with butter. Well, how do you use butter? Well, you can melt it into the chicken. You can melt some in a bowl, dip your chicken into the butter, and then kind of, eat it like that as a sauce on your chicken. Or you can simply silhouette. Bon appetit. That's delicious. And that's the type of fat that your body needs. And this isn't expensive butter. This is the store brand butter. Salted, of course. And the first time I saw somebody eat raw butter on a carnivore channel, I thought, that is absolutely crazy. I know, shouldn't talk with my mouth full. But I can tell you, once I started eating butter to get the additional fats into my diet, it's almost like dessert now. It's probably the sweetest thing that I eat. And this is not a sweetened butter. It's not a flavored butter. It's just butter. And you can't eat a lot of butter. You're just trying to supplement the fats. But if I eat this whole stick of butter, I'm going to spend the balance of the evening running to the bathroom. Your body knows when you've had enough fat and you've had too much fat. You'll be able to toggle that up and down as you go through this carnivore process. But for now, I can have another bite. That's delicious. That really is good. Anyway, so here was one of my favorite easy go-to meals. This is getting more into the carnivore thing. I'm just going to fry up some bacon here in the pan. I've got 5 slices in there, it looks like. These are really, really thin slices. I rather prefer the thicker slices, but this is what we got, so this is what we're going with. So we're just going to fry up some bacon. Then I'm going to take these 3 eggs, I'll scramble them up, and once the bacon is done, I'll take the eggs, beaten up like this being scrambled, and I'll just dump them over here in the bacon grease. Just like this. Just finishing up, taking up this bacon out of the frying pan. Didn't leave as much grease in the pan as I would hope because it's pretty thin bacon. But that'll do fine. It's only 3 eggs. I actually just ate that rotisserie chicken, so I'm not super duper hungry, but this will finish me off for the day. And I do what's called OMAD. I'm not suggesting that you do this. Remember, this is how to start carnivore. But for me, and there's my bacon. For me, I'm doing 1 meal a day because I eat, until I'm comfortably stuffed, as Dr. Barry says. And then I don't want to eat again until the next day. That's all there is to it. Here's my 3 eggs scrambled up. Just going to pour it right in there with all that bacon grease. And there's still a few little pieces of bacon in there, so that'll be great. But now watch this. This is the magic. What you want to do is you just want to kind of scramble these eggs really quickly in that grease. And the quicker you do it, the more that it absorbs the bacon grease. So what's the advantage of absorbing the bacon grease? Well, obviously you're going to get more fat content, which is what you want. And the eggs, the scrambled eggs, taste like bacon. And my gosh, bacon. So this is an easy, dirt cheap, quick, easy way to have a carnivore meal when you're getting started. I say it's not the lion diet, but it's really, really carnivore. And it's inexpensive, it's easy to do, and you only have 1 frying pan and 1 plate to clean up when you're done. Another benefit of getting started on the carnivore diet is you're going to do a whole lot less dishes. So you're going to spend less money on dish soap and dishwasher pods. I don't even use my dishwasher anymore. I have 1 plate, usually 1 cup. I got my bowl from the scrambled eggs over there. I don't even run the dishwasher. I just wash it. It's only 2 or 3 things. I'll wash it by hand, put it back in the cabinet, and go on about my day. So this is Carnivore 101 here. This is a great, easy meal. I mean, I'm spending probably less than $3, maybe less than $2 on this entire meal. Took me less than 10 minutes to fix it. It's going to take me about 30 seconds to eat it. And that's it. So Carnivore 101, how to get started. A little hot yet, a little hot. That's perfect. It's carnivore, it's delicious, it's inexpensive, and it took me 5 minutes. 5 minutes to make it. How about that bacon? This is the cheap store brand bacon. Got that good crunch that I love. It's perfect. There's nothing standing in your way of starting the carnivore diet except the noise in your head that says don't do it. This is easy, it's less expensive, it will save you a ton of time, and it's delicious. And the best part about it is on the carnivore diet, you will never, ever, ever be hungry. Bon appetit, my friend. And if you're wondering about snacks, although not perfect carnivore, good option versus potato chips and soda is meat sticks. Slim Jims, Jacko-Links, any type of the beef jerky. That's a great snack. It'll get you through the tough times, which might be kind of tough in the very beginning as you're starting your carnivore journey. Well, hopefully that'll get you started in how to start the carnivore journey. This is part 1 of a 2-part series. Part 2 will air tomorrow, but this hopefully will get you started. By now, I believe that you've already found your why. Everybody says that the why is the most important motivating factor to start. But if you're watching this video, I bet you already have a why. Maybe you haven't honed it down to specifically why you want to start the carnivore diet or the carnivore way of eating. But I got a feeling deep down in your soul, you really know why, what it is that's compelling you to change your life and move forward. So having established that, we got to do the how. This video was designed to help you with the how. This is very rudimentary, very fundamental beginnings of the carnivore diet. This is the way most people start. This is the way I started. I didn't have money to go out and buy ribeyes and ground chuck and all this stuff in the very beginning. I've kind of worked my way into it by not buying all the standard American crap that's available in the grocery store. But this is how I started, and this is how you can start too. I'm 94 days in, I'm 52 pounds down, and I feel like $1,000,000. So in tomorrow's video, we're going to dive a little deeper. We're going to show you how you can go from the beginner stage to maybe the intermediate stage, if you will. We're going to help you level up your carnivore journey. This is kind of where I'm at. Not at the expert stage yet, but getting pretty close. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Stay tuned for tomorrow when we'll take you to the next level and we'll show you how to go to the intermediate stage of the carnivore journey. Well, that's all I got, y'all. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Gotta run.